I tell y'all she literally was there all the time when I needed her, y'all would be like, well, what? That's a good friend. That's a real friend. But no. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am CrissyJ. If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to be a part of the Jaybird fam. All you have to do is simply give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and then ring the bell so you don't ever miss another upload. And if you are a returning subscriber, then y'all know this drill. Welcome back to another video. What it do, what the business is. So as you guys seen from the title, it is that time, y'all. Story time. Story time. So when I first started my YouTube channel, I did a story time. I think I did like 3 story time videos. But at that time, I didn't really have any subscribers or viewers. I figured that my story times would be searchable content. It's really not going to hit the algorithm because I didn't have the following. So I feel like now my channel is a little more established. I have consistent views and I have more engagement, and just it's kind of relevant in today's world. I've been seeing a lot of memes going around about this topic, and it's really unfortunate, but it happens to us all, and you know, it just is what it is. So my biggest thing is, just because people support you doesn't mean it's coming from a good place. So let's go ahead, smash the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell. Get comfy, get y'all a little something to drink, something to eat, and let's go ahead on and get into the video. Alright, y'all, so I am sitting here waiting for my Uber Eats order. I am currently rendering the vlog, and I'm like, alright, I wanted to kind of have lunch with y'all, do like a little chit chat with me type of ordeal, but I'm just gonna have to save that for maybe an hour or so. So I'm gonna do another video after I do this one. But yeah, I didn't want to waste any time, so I got baby girl in there chilling. She's nice and quiet. I have to go get Kaden in like an hour, so I'm like, girl, let's get this video going. So if you are not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? Start there, and then go ahead and follow your girl. Okay, I will have it across the screen per usual. I did put a story up on my Instagram, and it basically was a quick story time about what we're going to get into today. And I kind of left y'all hanging, and I'm like, stay tuned for the story time video. So here we are. Now, I have dealt with a friend in the past. Very, very good friend of mine. I consider her to be one of my best friends, actually. And if I tell y'all she literally was there all the time when I needed her, y'all would be like, well, what? That's a good friend. That's a real friend. But no. And here's why. So, and y'all gonna see me mess around with my eye a little bit because I put these lashes on. Shout out to She's Modish. I'm trying out these lashes. Y'all know I don't really wear lashes a lot. I'm getting into them. I actually really like these, but I think I put it too close to the inside of my eye, and so it's kind of like itching a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like poking a little bit. So I might have to take it off and redo it. But I'm gonna try to get through this video. So, and I'm starving, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably snack on a little piece of this protein bar because I'm also on a weight loss journey. But I don't really want this one. This one is caramel. All right, whatever. Drink the water, girl. All right. So I had a best friend, and I was in a relationship. My relationship was super unhealthy. I was just miserable. I was in a really dark place at that point in my life. I was a new mom, and I just had a lot on my shoulders. I was starting my business. I did start my business. I was a 100% full-time entrepreneur. I did have the help of the government, so I had food stamps. I was getting some cash assistance and things like that, like around the time I first had Kaden. And I would utilize my cash assistance and invest it into my business and triple and quadruple that thing. because she knows how to hustle. So I did that, and but you know, I just still had to weight on my shoulders. I didn't really understand or know, rather. Of course he does. He calls, of course. Alright, y'all, my bad. I have to have my ring on because I missed a call from my doctor's office, and I don't want to miss any more calls. So where was I? So I mean, I really didn't understand like what postpartum depression was. I just didn't know, you know. I was just new to the life of a mom, and I was so focused on just being a mom, on top of just worrying like, oh my goodness, I have a human being in this world that 1000% depends on me to eat, to poop. Girl. Just 1000% depends on me, and that was a lot of weight to carry, and it just was scary. It was scary, to just be frank. So I was going through a lot. My relationship, like I said, wasn't the best. We argued a lot. We just didn't get along. It was so weird. Like, we got along when it like he was my homeboy, but then at the same time we just didn't get along. I feel like we would have been the best of friends outside of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all have ever experienced that before, but we argued a lot. We just did not get along, and we butt heads all the time, and it just was a very, very unhealthy environment. It was an unhealthy environment to raise a child in, and we kind of dragged ourselves through that relationship, and it lasted for about 6 years, which is sad. But I feel like part of me didn't want to leave it because I wanted to have that family. Like, I didn't want to feel like I had a baby and I have a baby daddy. I didn't want to be another statistic, to be upfront with you guys. And another part of me feels like he in turn didn't want to leave me hanging, so to speak, with my first child. So he just kind of was like there as well. So we both were kind of just existing, and it wasn't a good space at all, and it wasn't good for Kaden either. During that period of time, you know, starting a new business, you don't know when your money is going to come in, how much is going to come in. You just stress about everything. And y'all know, if y'all watch my channel, I was past tense, because your girl ain't stressing. I'm too blessed to be stressed. But past tense, I used to stress all the time. Like, any and everything used to stress me out. I would be stressed out to the max, and I would worry about, oh my gosh, are we going to have rent on time, or are we going to do, you know, just stress to the max. So whenever we would argue, I had a best friend at the time, one of my best friends, and she would just come at any given moment. I vividly remember an argument that him and I had, and he actually had left for the night. He was on his way back home, and I called her, and I was like, girl, he's on his way. I just didn't know how it was going to go, like if we were going to pick up where we left off with arguing. I just really wasn't in the mood for him to come back yet. I just was over it, and I kind of just wanted somebody to know that he was coming back, and there's a possibility that there may be another argument or whatever the case is. Y'all, I lied to y'all not. I lied to you not. She look, I promise you, I feel like she like got in a Batmobile and literally flew to my house. Like, I'm like, dang. So where I lived and where she lived, we could actually get to each other a straight shot, literally a straight shot, and it would be one light that you had to go, that you would hit, and it would be turning into her complex. So it was nothing but back road, highway, off the exit, hit the light, turn, and then you're at her house. So yeah, she was able to make a quick trip, but that was like super, super quick. I mean, she came with bra in hand, and I'm not lying. Like, literally had her bra in her hand, didn't have her bra on or anything yet. Like, she was there. And that particular time stood out to me the most, because I was like, oh my gosh, she didn't even, you know, pause or get herself together. You know what I'm saying? She just was here for me. And I looked at that like, wow, this is my real friend. This is a real friend, right? It sounds like it, right? And I was like, okay, like, this is my rider, this is my homegirl, like, this is it. We solid, you know what I mean? Now, I'm still with the same person. I'm still miserable, still arguing, still going through what I'm going through. But I'm also still trying to take my mind away and indulge in things that make me genuinely happy. So I started a nonprofit organization. Well, it wasn't officially a nonprofit organization, so I'll say it was an organization that I intended to be a nonprofit. And it was called Business Women Rock, and it was a group of ladies, and we were both basically coming together to uplift each other, support other business women, etc., etc. So we were just getting the board members together, and I'm the type of person that when I have something, if I can definitely bring my friends in on it with me, we're gonna all go to the top together. Like, that's just the type of person that I am. So I reached out to this particular friend and some other friends, and then some of the girls I'm just meeting. We were out promoting our organization. We were at an event, and we were passing out business cards and just networking, shaking hands with business owners and things like that. And she started to introduce herself as the co-founder of the organization. Now, one of the ladies that were with me was like, you know, such and such. I'm gonna call her. We're gonna call her T. She was like, T is over there introducing herself as the co-founder, and I'm like, what? You know? And so I was like, wow, that's weird, because there was no co-founder. It was just literally me. And then I had the board of ladies, and everybody had their place. And so I let her do it for the rest of the night because I wasn't trying to embarrass her or anything like that. But later on, I pulled her up about it, and I was like, you know, there isn't a co-founder. Like, I got all of these ideas together. I had the business plan together. I worked on everything, and I came to you with the idea. You know, like, hey, what do you think about this? Blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested in being a part of it if I did it? You know, and you were down. But there was no co-founder. We didn't brainstorm ideas together to initially start the organization. I paid for the logo. I paid for the trademark. I paid for everything to get going. You get what I'm saying? Once we had the board together, we all pitched in for like our shirts and promo and things like that. So I noticed that when I told her there was no co-founder, she kind of fell back a little bit, all right? And so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So then she blamed it on her career and said, you know, she was too busy to take part in the organization. She had to, you know, step down from her position and on the board of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I appreciate you being upfront. Carry on. Now, I'm not thinking that's going to have any hindrance on our friendship because, like I said, she was my best friend and she was Caden's godmother at the time. I ended up having ugly Christmas sweater party. This was my first year hosting the party, but I just wanted something to kind of bring me some type of joy and some type of happiness because I knew that I was just so unhappy in my situation, and I knew that the chapter was closing soon, and I just wanted to just stay focused. But any and everything that I could do to distract myself from what was really going on in my life, I was all for it. So I had my ugly Christmas sweater party. I invited her. Every time I would invite her to something that I was like, you know, was going to put me in like good spirits or good vibes or things like that, it's like I noticed that she would either not respond, not show up, or say she's coming and don't show up, or say she can't come. It was one or the other, but she wasn't there. So I didn't take it as anything for a while because I'm like, okay, whatever, that's just what it is. After a while, it became like, oh, you know, T ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? And I just accepted it. Like, okay, well, she ain't gonna come to that. But if I call her on some me and we'll call him I don't know, y'all, what we gonna call him? Ty. We're gonna call him Ty. I don't know who Ty is. So if I say, you know, me and Ty not doing good, we're beefing again, or we're arguing, or whatever the case, or whatever, she's on the phone with me for hours talking about it. You know, she's like all the way vested into the drama. But whenever it was something good going on, you know, where to be found. So we had an event where we were hosting like workshops and stuff like that for entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs with the organization. And this was after she stepped down. I still invited her to everything to take, you know, whatever. Like if you want to help out, if you want to just show up as a guest, if you want to show up as support, you could do that. The door was always open. Invitation was always available to her. Didn't hear anything. I didn't get any type of response to the invite at all. So I carried on and did what I had to do. Now at the particular event, her boyfriend's brother ended up being one of the speakers, ironically. I didn't know that he actually was invited by his business partner, who happened to be one of the board members' cousins. Did y'all follow me? If not, rewind that back. So I'm up there and I'm giving my little spiel and I'm talking, and no way, shape, or form is she even in my mental. Like, I'm focused on this event here, and I'm just letting people know, like, people are not going to support you, and that's just the facts, right? So I'm going on and on and on and on. A couple months after, like, clearly, like, months after, well, let me rewind. So after the event is over and done with, I never got anything like, hey, how did the event go, or nothing. And there was no follow-up with her. So I noticed a month goes by and I haven't really heard from her. So I, called her. She don't answer. I sent her a text message and I'm like, hey, just thinking about you. Hope all is well. She's like, oh yeah, I'm good, just working. It was like, boom. So there wasn't nothing like, how are you, or anything for the conversation to keep going. So I would ask, well, how is your child doing? And there would be a response, she's good. It was just flat, like, it was like pulling rhino teeth. So I'm like, something's not right about it. Let me go ahead and fall back. That happened one day. I did it. I hit her up again a couple weeks after that. Same type of vibe. One more time, same type of vibe. Finally, I was like, you know what? Crystal, fall back. Because obviously, she's doing this for a reason. She got some type of vendetta or whatever. And when she's ready to face the music, she will come to you. So I stopped reaching out. So now I'm on to like new life. So I invited everyone who means something to me, played a role in my life, or just I wanted to be in my presence for my new chapter and my new beginnings of my new birth year. So of course I invited her along with 40 other people. So she ends up comes late, which I didn't expect her to be there on time or early or whatever. So she comes late, sits kind of like at a table with her purse in her lap the entire time, real antisocial, not really like talking to people much, and then she leaves. I honestly don't even remember her being there longer than 10 minutes, but I'm sure she was, but that's just how much of an engagement we didn't have. It was almost like I have to come because it's her birthday type of thing, so let me just go support real quick and dip out. Fast forward, I fell off after that. I was like, all right, bump it. It is what it is. Like, I can't keep reaching out. I can't keep inviting her to support me and my successes. And whenever those things are going on, something that makes me happy, brings me joy and light, you're not existing. You're not there. There's no follow-up. There's no encouragement. There's no support. But when I'm beefing with somebody, when I have drama going on, when I'm struggling for this or that or whatever, you're there. When I need a ride somewhere, because at one point in time before the relationship, I ended the relationship with Caden's father. At one point earlier in that relationship, I didn't have a vehicle. I had to sell my vehicle before I moved to Maryland. So I didn't have a vehicle, so we were sharing one. And it was just a lot of struggle. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, trying to get back on my feet, but then getting pregnant and everything like that. It was a lot going on. She was there, ride or die, for everything negative. But when it was time for something positive, where are you? Crickets. Stadium, echo. And so I was over it. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to invite her to nothing else. It is what it is. So now I got quiet. Couple months go by. She hits me up, I think it was around February. And this was like 2017, I want to say, or 16. I think it was 17. And she hits me up in my inbox on Instagram, y'all. Like, you don't have my whole cell phone number. Hey, I miss my best friend. Let's catch up and do lunch. I don't have time for that. Like, I'm like, what? You let all this time go by and you come hit me with that? Like, we're going to just walk over the fact that you were non-existent for all the stuff I had going on that was positive. I had a whole pool party. Where were you? Like, it was just so much stuff that I was doing and was working on. And it's like, there was nothing from you. Like, you were gone. You were non-existent. And it was very much so obvious. And so when I was like, I'd rather just go ahead and keep things how they've been. And when I said that, she flooded me with her real feelings on how she really felt. And I'm like, where is all this coming from? And she was like, her boyfriend, brother, was like, you were throwing shade at me at the event you had and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what? How can he say I was throwing shade at you? Like, you're not my only friend. You're not my only experience in life. If the shoe fit, then yes, you could wear it and you could feel guilty about it because you relate to that. You know what I'm saying? But sweetheart, I wasn't talking about you, nor was I throwing shade about you. So I'm like, I'm so confused, you know what I'm saying? So we both said some words. It was like this much writing going on in a DM, okay? And I just wasn't for it. And so I wrote that relationship off. And I look back now and I'm like, you know what? Just because somebody is there when you need them, when you're arguing, they're at your every beck and call, and when you don't have a car and they're driving you around, you know, that does not mean that they truly are supportive of you. There was a time when I started dealing with Sean and me and him started getting closer and closer. I noticed that she would start comparing her dude with Sean. Like, it was stuff like, I would complain, like, I need a new bed, you know, like, I'm sick of this bed, blah, 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 my back is hurting, yada, 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 or whatever, whatever. But, you know, at this point in time, I'm a single mom, I'm doing this all by myself, so it wasn't that easy to just, boom, let me get a bed, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to make sure my things was lined up, priorities were taken care of. And I noticed that when I went to her house one time, she was like, bragging about her dude putting her on his credit card line, and then she was like, come on, let's go look for beds, let's go look for beds. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not sleeping with you on this bed. Like, why do I need to go with you to look for a bed? That don't even seem right. He need to be with you looking for this bed. Y'all sleep together, not me and you. So it was just really confusing to me, and I had to really step out and be like, Crystal, you are coming from such a genuine place. Like, there was no competition, no ill feel in my heart for this girl. None. But I noticed that it wasn't the same way for me. Like, I'm the type, and I said this in one of my vlogs, I didn't go to school for a college degree. I don't give a damn about a college degree. That's just not me. Never been, never will be. I go to school for things that I need to learn to enhance whatever it is I'm currently doing or working on. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm starting a business, I'm going to enroll into the college for business law, how to do my damn taxes, accounting, things like that, how to do QuickBooks. I'm taking classes like that. You get what I'm saying? That's going to enhance what I'm doing. I'm not just going to go and be like, all right, I just got my bachelor's degree. Okay, and now you owe $80,000 plus and you make $40,000 a year and can't even hardly pay that back. No. So anyway, I didn't do that. I ended up landing a really good paying job, which is where I'm currently at now. And I was making more than her as a nurse. She couldn't wrap her mind around it and was like, I don't understand how you didn't even go to school for a degree or nothing like that, and I have a whole license and you're making more than me. It was a lot of like jealousy, and I hate that word, y'all, but it exists. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of jealousy going on. She felt like she had to be better than me, that she earned to be better than me because she has a whole license to be a nurse. She was an LPN. And she was like, I'm going to go back to school to get my RN. There's no reason in the world why I'm not making what you're making or more. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, like, girl, you can go back to school and get your RN. More than likely, I'm still going to make more than you because I have a hustle in me. You know what I'm saying? So even if I do work my job, I'm still hustling stuff, selling stuff online. I'm still working on business on the side. Like, I'm still starting a YouTube channel, getting paid for the views. Like, I'm still working with companies and getting paid on the side to do reviews. Like, I'm still always going to chase another dollar. Like, I don't get it, and I'm not understanding why it has to be a competition between us. So I was like, So that kind of like put up a red flag. And all of this happened before the whole DM write-off, y'all. So it was just piling up, and then finally I had to sit back and be like, you know what? As much as you love this girl, as much as you really want this friendship to be genuine, unfortunately, it's not. It's not. And so I had to just clean my hands and wash my hands of it and walk away from it and never look back, because I cannot do it. Before I decided to write her off, I said a prayer. If you watch my channel and have watched my recent journey during the Daniel fast, when I was inching on the end of the fast, I told you guys that there was a prayer I was dreading to have. Well, this was the prayer that I had, that I was talking about, that I had in 2017. I prayed to God while cleaning my house, airing my house out, lighting my incense, lighting my candles, saying my stuff and all that, that I need clarity on life. I need to know what direction in life I'm supposed to go in. You know, where am I supposed to reside? Who is supposed to be in my life? Who am I supposed to share my energy with? You know, everything. I pray for everything. Please remove all disingenuous people from my life. I did not hold back. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be co-workers, it doesn't matter. Remove every disingenuous person from my life. And I look up and 2 of my best friends are no longer in my life today. How? Well, because they were disingenuous. Simple as that. God is going to always give you clarity when you pray for it. But when you pray for something like that, you have to be ready to receive it. Because you can't pick and choose. Like, oh, no, let's keep her. Oh, no, keep him, he's alright. No, you asked me to remove all disingenuous people from my life, from your life, and I did that. Unfortunately, they had to go. And so that's what it is. Like, it was a lot of fake support, and it more so boiled down to for her to be able to say, I did this for you, or I was there when I was always the one who. Basically, in a nutshell, y'all, the relationship or the friendship became more of like a competition. It just became more of like her trying to one-up me in my demise. Like, whenever I was down or going through something, it's always like she was coming to me bragging about whatever she had going on, or, you know, such and such put me on his credit card, or he's going to buy me this, or he's going to buy me that. And it was like, let me go ahead and throw in your face, I got a good man that's doing for me, that's providing and doing this, that, and the third. Wow. So, it was that, and it was very blatant. It become very, obvious, and I just chose that I didn't want that in my life anymore. And like I was saying, now I remember, when you pray for something, you just have to be ready for God to deliver, and you cannot be picky and choose how you want that delivery, when you want that delivery, and then who is going to be delivered. Like, you get what I mean? Like, who he's going to show you, he's going to reveal to you who's who. And whenever that happens, one thing I am is I'm obedient to that, because if whoever you let in your life, it's energy. It's a big deal. Like, who you let in your space, your life, your business, it's a very, very big deal. And if I pray for removal of people that I'm unsure of, best believe I'm gonna fall back, because I have to figure this thing out. I gotta just peep scene, you know what I mean? And so I do fall back with sharing my business and sharing what's going on with me and reaching out and all that other stuff, because like I said, it has to be genuine to me. Like, sometimes people do things for you so they can feel superior, so that you could always be indebted to them, so that they can have some type of control over you. And then the moment you get into something, the first thing they say is, well, I did that for you, I bought you that, or I gave you this, I gave her that. I'm not with that. Like, I'd rather you go ahead and keep it. If you do something for somebody to throw back in their face, then you didn't do it with a good heart. You get what I'm saying? And so I had to cut that. And I don't have a problem with cutting, because I don't want disingenuous people in my life. And if you're disingenuous, you shouldn't be in my life. No way. Who wants to be eating dinner with snakes? You know what I'm saying? So that's my story time for today. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that up, because I know a lot of you guys can definitely relate and has had plenty of experiences. Let's chit chat in the comments below. Let me know how y'all dealt with it. Let me know how y'all figured out, you know, you had a disingenuous friend. But yes, thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate the love and support. Continue to watch, and all you gotta do is ring the bell so you don't miss when I do upload another video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Baby girl coming in to say subscribe. You want to come say subscribe? Give our lunch right on time. Say subscribe. Bye. Bye.